Ladies and gentlemen, we are one night away from the grandest stage of them all, and we welcome you in here live in Glendale, Arizona for Saturday night's main event. I'm your host, JWR 911, and we are going to kick this off with a women's match. Alundra Blaze in action here on Saturday night's main event. Brought to you by Primetime Wrestling, the World Wrestling Federation. Bringing the action to you here just one night before Wrestlemania. And Alundra Blaze going to be in action here to kick things off on Saturday night's main event. As Sensational Sherry not only known for her managerial prowess, but Sensational Sherry, quite the accomplished athlete as well, as she will be in action here against the women's champion to kick off Saturday night's main event. Of course, tomorrow night at WrestleMania, the women's championship will be on the line as Alundra Blaze defends once again against Bull Nakano. But here tonight, she's got to get through Sensational Sherry. Although the title's not on the line. And folks, we have quite an action-packed lineup for you here on Saturday night's main event. As we get things started, Alundra Blaze quick out of the gate. You're going to see the debut of Demolition here in the World Wrestling Federation as they take on the Hart Foundation. You are going to see Hulk Hogan defending his Intercontinental Championship against the Macho Man Randy Savage. That's something that came about earlier this week after we went off the air on Primetime. And I am being told that the Ultimate Warrior is in the building here tonight. So there's no telling what can happen. As Alundra Blaze with a big belly-to-belly suplex there, and now working on the arm, but Sherry's into the ropes. And a Hurricane Rana taking Sherry to the ground. And Sensational Sherry now pulling herself to the apron, back to her feet, and Alundra Blaze is right there. But Sherry with a big smack across the face, open-handed legal, sending Alundra Blaze into the corner. And a huge scoop slam. Also in action tonight, you're going to see the Honky Tonk Man take on Mr. Perfect in a #1 contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship. So it is highly possible that one of those men could be punching a late ticket to WrestleMania, depending on the outcome. And whether or not Hogan retains. Both women on the outside here. Alundra Blaze sending Sherry back into the ring. And an inside cradle. Referee out of position. And Sherry kicks out before the referee can get to where he needs to be. It's a hard stomp from Alundra Blaze. Sherry is down. Blaze going up to the top rope. Big diving elbow. That could be it. Count of 1, count of 2, only a 2 count though, as Sherry shows that she's got a lot of fight left in her. And Sherry wanting to put on as good a showing as she can against the women's champion. But Blaze is just all over her. Taking Sherry down again with a hard kick. And Sherry able to reverse it with a takeover. She's got Blaze down now. Trying to reposition her here. Blaze trying to get back to her feet. Sherry sending her back into the corner. A hard elbow and forearm smash. And Sherry now putting the boots to Alundra Blaze. Gonna roll her over. Count of one, and only a 1 count. It's gonna take a lot more than that to keep the champion down. Sensational Sherry now. Oh, she got caught. Big leg whip there from the champion as Sensational Sherry sent off the ropes. Leapfrog by Blaze and a duck under. And Sensational Sherry stepped aside, gaining the upper hand. She's got the champion now into the ropes. And look out, setting Alundra Blaze up and just catapults her into the second rope. A devastating move there, and the champion is in trouble. One might argue how smart it is to take a match this close to WrestleMania. Blaze with a spinning heel kick. She might have knocked Sherry out with that one, folks. As Alundra Blaze now picking Sherry back up, but Sherry reverses it with a whip of her own. Again, going for the cover. Not enough to keep the champion down. Blaze now with the reversal, and Blaze back to her feet. Sherry has taken a lot of punishment in this match, but Sherry's not giving up. Big clothesline, but she just took too long as the champion back on top, and she sends Sensational Sherry over the top rope and all the way to the floor. Blaze going up top. Diving drop kick from the top rope all the way to the floor. And somehow Sherry still able to get back to her feet. Sherry with a big back body drop. And Sherry now to the apron, and she's going up top. Diving crossbody, finding its mark. And Sherry now working over Alundra Blaze on the outside. The referee up to a count of 3. Continuing to count these women out. And Blaze sent into the steps for a second time. Sensational Sherry proving that she belongs in the women's division here. And like I said at the onset of this match, she is not just a manager. Although that's what she's mostly known for. Blaze breaks the count at 8. And Sherry's still on the outside here. Sensational Sherry back into the ring. And a huge, there it is, the belly to back suplex with the bridge. And that's it. That's all she wrote. The women's champion prevails, but Sherry put on one heck of a showing here tonight. And you have to give props to Alundra Blaze. She did not want to take the cheap count-out victory. She ends up pulling Sherry back into the ring in order to finish her off and score the 1-2-3. But what a showing from Sensational Sherry. And this would be it here, the bridging belly-to-back suplex. And that's all she wrote for this one. Your winner, your women's champion, Alundra Blaze. And she will be in action tomorrow night at WrestleMania defending her title against Bull Nakano. But we're going to keep things moving here on Saturday night's main event as we go back up to the ring. And this is going to be to determine the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing in at 247 pounds, the Honky Tonk Man.
Honky Tonk Man had a very impressive win over the Big Boss Man a couple weeks ago that propelled him up the rankings. And of course, the arrival of Mr. Perfect, he's going to be right near the top as well. So both of these men now will compete to see who is the true number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And they just might be punching a ticket to WrestleMania tomorrow night. And here comes his opponent.
And his opponent from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing in at 260 pounds, Mr. Perfect!
And here comes Mr. Perfect. This man does not lack confidence in the slightest. But if he can knock off the Honky Tonk Man, he may be punching a ticket to WrestleMania tomorrow. The current Intercontinental Champion, Hulk Hogan, will defend that title here tonight against the Macho Man, Randy Savage. I've been told that they are not going to make Hogan work double duty. So if Hogan retains tonight, he will defend the Intercontinental title another time against the winner of this match. However, if Randy Savage prevails, then it will be the Macho Man defending at WrestleMania against the winner of this match. Again, Hogan already has a one-on-one date with the Ultimate Warrior tomorrow night at WrestleMania for the WWF Championship. But right now, the Honky Tonk Man in control with a roll-up on Mr. Perfect. Not even a one count, but Mr. Perfect reversing into a pin of his own. Back and forth to start the match. And Honky Tonk Man catches a leg and torques it in an abnormal way there. Mr. Perfect reversing the Irish whip. And Honky Tonk Man with a short clothesline. Both these men now on the outside. Honky Tonk Man in control. But Mr. Perfect not going to allow that to happen. Huge suplex on the outside. And now, with the Honky Tonk Man sending him back into the ring. Mr. Perfect wanting to prove a point. Honky Tonk Man with a go behind, reversed by Mr. Perfect. Look out. There's a reversal. Honky Tonk Man hip tossed him into a headlock and reversed by Mr. Perfect. Referee's got to make sure that's not a choke, but Honky's able to get out of it. Honky Tonk Man now with a hammerlock behind. And Mr. Perfect able to fight out of it. Inside cradle. Not even a one count. And Perfect now dropping the knees into the chest and neck of the Honky Tonk Man. And here comes Honky, back with a reversal of his own. And he's going to whip Mr. Perfect off the ropes, misses with that chop, and Perfect recovers with a snapmare. And follows it up with another one. When the straps come down, that's when Mr. Perfect is letting you know that he's done playing around. Honky might be in some trouble here. Perfect now with a scoop. And he drapes the Honky Tonk Man across that top rope. And went for a shoulder block. Reversed. Honky Tonk Man, though, caught coming back into the ring with a standing drop kick. And they're playing do-si-do right now, folks. Finally back in the ring, both men. Honky Tonk Man with the kick to the gut, getting the upper hand here against Mr. Perfect. And wrenching on that neck right over the top rope. And sending him back down the hard way. There's a cover. Only a 1 count. Perfect now with Honky into the corner. Huge monkey flip. And Honky, though, catching him with a kick to the head. And look out! Honky Tonk Man might have been going for the rhythm and blues. But he got caught. Perfect, sending him face first off the turnbuckle. And folks, I believe the Honky Tonk Man has been busted open by that turnbuckle. As that crimson runs down the head and face. And smacking him into the turnbuckle one more time. Perfect now. Hits the drop kick. The Honky Tonk Man is dazed and confused and losing a lot of blood from that laceration on his head. Perfect now, sending him off the ropes. And Honky Tonk Man able to reverse things here. A hard right hand. The Honky Tonk Man up to the second rope. Driving that fist down into the face. And that's it. The Honky Tonk Man has defeated Mr. Perfect.
Here is your winner, the Honky Tonk Man.
The Honky Tonk Man is your new #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And if Randy Savage can prevail later on tonight, then Honky Tonk Man has punched a ticket to WrestleMania tomorrow night. But we're going to keep things moving, as this is a debut I have been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, the debut of Demolition.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 542 pounds, Axe and Smash Demolition!
Demolition making their debut here in the World Wrestling Federation on Saturday night's main event, as they will be taking on the Hart Foundation. And here they come, the former Intercontinental Champion, Bret the Hitman Hart, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
516 pounds, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart, the Hart Foundation.
Of course, the Hart Foundation wanting to regain their stature in the tag team division, and Demolition looking to make their debut here and make a statement of their own. Of course, the tag team division is red hot right now. The Steiner brothers will be taking on the tag team champions tomorrow night at WrestleMania, but the winner of this match has to be jockeying for their place as maybe getting the next shot at the tag team titles. Hart Foundation here, good teamwork early on as the Hitman lines him up. There's a huge crossbody. And the Hitman now back up to the top rope. Diving crossbody again, cover. And there's a crossbody of his own. I don't know if that's crush, or I'm sorry, if that's axe or smash. There's a tag. And Demolition now working over the Hitman in the corner. And the Hitman now working over Axe. A huge clubbing forearm from Axe. And now Axe whipped into the corner. Hitman now makes a tag. Double team effort here from the Hart Foundation. Right onto that arm. And the Anvil now in the ring. Taking Axe down hard. Cover. Only a count of one. Still way too early in this match to be thinking about a pinfall. And here's the Anvil now. Huge running snapmare. And now working over that left knee. Axe is in some trouble here, absorbing a huge amount of punishment. Axe with the reversal though, gaining the upper hand and sending the Hitman off the apron. But Anvil's in the wrong part of town here. Look at this. Look at the power of the Anvil. Only a one count though off that very impressive press slam. And there's a tag into the Hitman. As Axe struggling to get back to his feet. Abdominal stretch applied by the Hitman. Wrenching away. Really stretching Axe out here. Axe able to reverse it with a hip toss. Missing with a clothesline. The Hitman now back to work on that back. And stomping a hole into Axe in the corner. You got to believe that Smash looking to get it into this thing as Axe able to reverse things. He's got the Hitman. Hitman gets the foot up. Smashing Axe right off that top turnbuckle. Huge bridging back body drop. And Axe trying to crawl, and he does. He makes the tag to Smash. Smash coming into the ring. And Smash now, just driving that forearm into the forehead of the Hitman, into a cover. Only a 1 count though. Suddenly the Hart Foundation finds themselves on the receiving end. A shoulder breaker. And Smash is on fire. But the Hitman makes the tag to the Anvil. And the Anvil into the ring. Jim the Anvil Neidhart, those punches are doing nothing. Sending the Anvil over the top rope, and Smash on fire. And he's going after the Hitman. Right hand, send the Hitman off the apron. And Smash comes flying out of the corner and misses. One misstep is all it takes, and the Anvil right back on top of things. Anvil took some time to pose and completely allowed Smash to make the tag into Axe. As Demolition now back in control of this match. Into the corner. And Axe now slamming the Anvil's knee. This is not going to be a pretty matchup, folks. This is not going to be a bunch of drop toe holds and leg locks. It is a brawl. As both of these teams trying to cement their place near the top of the tag team division here in the World Wrestling Federation. Axe with a huge clothesline. Anvil's in trouble. And folks, still to come, we have our main event as Hulk Hogan defends the Intercontinental Championship against the Macho Man Randy Savage. And then I'm being told that the Ultimate Warrior has asked for some time to speak to his warriors before WrestleMania. Anvil now with Axe into the corner and just choking the life out of him with this boot to the neck. Hart Foundation now in firm control of this match, sending him back into the corner again, but Axe now fighting out of it. Big clothesline. Now's the time to make the tag if he can. Tag made to the Hitman. Axe fighting out of that. Axe sending him into the corner. The Hitman reversing. Huge boots to the face. And a running bulldog. Axe is in trouble. Hitman now with the inverted atomic drop. And now the Hitman. Another inverted atomic drop. He's got Axe in a bad way here, folks. You can see the welts just forming on the back of Axe. And there's a side Russian leg sweep. Hitman in firm control here. Went for that backbreaker. And Axe able to fight out of it. Axe trying to get over to make a tag. He's so close, but there's that backbreaker. The Hitman dragging Axe away from his corner. The Hitman. He's got him up into a Samoan drop. Cover. Count of 2. The amount of punishment that Axe has taken is written all over his body right now, folks. The welts, and he may actually be bleeding as well. The Hitman now with an arm wrench and Axe fighting out of it. Axe now with the Hitman, sending him back into Demolition's corner. This is the time to make a tag. Instead, he is ramming the Hitman's head into those turnbuckles. The Hitman blocking and reversing it. A reversal from Axe. One more time into the corner. What is he doing here, folks? A running start and a huge back elbow. Axe needs to make that tag. And there it is, finally over to Smash, making the tag as the Hitman is down. And Smash now gonna put the boots to the Hitman. Irish whip. Huge back body drop. This is what the Hart Foundation didn't want. They did not want Smash in this match. Clearly the fresher Demolition. The Hitman now, though, sending Smash into the corner. And a hard right hand. And there's a kick to the groin. And now the Hitman pulling Smash into the corner. What is this? It looks like a figure four leg lock on the ring post. The referee pleading with the Hitman. At some point in time, this turned absolutely personal, folks. The Hitman not just trying to win the match now, he's trying to maim and disfigure Demolition. And Anvil working over Smash on the outside. The referee's got to stop this. The Hitman breaks the count up. And the Hitman going over and just laying in a cheap shot to Axe. Knocking him off the apron. The referee up to the count of 4. The Hitman slides out on the far side. Smash reversing things over with the Anvil. And now the Hitman and Smash, the two legal men. The Hitman back into the ring. And we're back outside. But Smash not going to let that fly. Slamming the Hitman face first off the apron. And now both men sending back in the ring, but Axe jumping off the apron to stop the Hitman. This match has broken down, folks. There's a snapmare cover. Only a count of 1. And here we go. A scooped up, big shoulder breaker. Tag made back into Axe. And Axe now choking the life out of the Hitman. There's the tag back into Smash. The Hitman in a lot of trouble here. Smash has got him up. Huge. Oh, the lifting choke slam. Into the corner. A running start. Big splash. Scoop. And a slam. And Demolition might be close to a victory. Hitman able to kick out, though. Once again, going for that shoulder breaker, and it's reversed into a reverse DDT by the Hitman. Sending him back into the Hart Foundation corner and ramming him head first. Another running start, and he missed. The Hitman, crucifix, couldn't hold on for the pin. But the Hitman's going to get over to make the tag. And the Anvil now dropping an elbow. Folks, this match has been back and forth. Neither team giving an inch to the other. And here's a scoop from the Anvil. And he can't quite hold on. Fatigue definitely setting in. The Anvil with a headbutt to the back of the head on Smash. And there's a... I thought he was going for a cover. No, he deadlifts him. Huge power slam. Only not even a count of one as Axe breaks up the pin. And right now, neither team wanting to give. And there's a slam, Smash over to make a tag into Axe. This is not even the main event, folks. We still have the Macho Man in action next. And a huge slam from the Anvil. Reversed. Axe following him into the corner. He got caught. Huge move right there, slamming. And a short arm clothesline. Axe having to use the ropes to pull himself back up. And the Anvil sending him outside. There's a tag into the Hitman. Hitman now went for the inverted atomic drop and missed. But followed up with an arm drag. Smash is dazed and confused, folks. I'm not sure what's going on. He may be concussed. There's a swinging neck breaker. Anvil breaks up the pin. As Demolition now on the outside. A clubbing forearm from the Axe. The Hitman. Down on the outside, referees count up to 4. Gotta get him back into the ring. They just slammed the Hitman head first into the post. The referee is up to a count of 7. And Axe gonna climb back into the ring. And the referee's at 9. The Hitman's not gonna make it, folks. That's it. Demolition knocks off the Hart Foundation by countout in a bloody battle here on Saturday night's main event. A statement victory here by Demolition in their debut. What a match, folks. And we are on to our main event.
The Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship.
The Macho Man, Randy Savage, making his way to the ring. And after we went off the air on primetime Monday night, Savage grabbed the microphone. He came out and in no uncertain terms told Hogan that his days were numbered. And he challenged Hogan to this title match here on Saturday night's main event. And it was made official by our president, Gorilla Monsoon. One day before WrestleMania, and Hogan will be putting the Intercontinental title on the line here at Saturday night's main event. The leader of the Hulkamania movement, Hulkamania running wild across the United States and the globe. Hogan has a date with Destiny tomorrow night at WrestleMania as he faces the Ultimate Warrior for the WWF Championship. But before he gets there, he's got to get through the Macho Man here tonight. And that is what it's all about. On the line here tonight.
Introducing the challenger from Sarasota, Florida, weighing in at 239 pounds, Macho Man Randy Savage.
The Macho Man getting his shot at Hogan's Intercontinental Championship.
Weighing in at 303 pounds, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the Immortal Hogan.
Hogan putting it on the line here, folks. If you're just tuning in, we want to thank you for joining us here at Saturday night's main event. The Intercontinental Championship on the line here in Arizona. Hogan taking a big risk here the night before his shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. But we're underway with our main event. And Savage with the upper hand early. Hogan now, after Savage missed that knee drop, Hogan in full control with a power slam. Taking Savage down hard. Miss Elizabeth on the outside watching, trying to root on her man. As Hogan drops 3 huge elbow drops right to the chest of Savage. Savage up into the corner and Hogan not letting him breathe. Just stomping away at him. As Hogan in full control here in the early going. Savage face first into the turnbuckle. Reversed it. Hogan into the corner. Huge running clothesline. And Savage with a clothesline to the back of the head. Only a 1 count though. It's going to take a lot more than a clothesline to get Hogan down for the count. And a huge uppercut. Savage now getting back into the ring, draping Hogan across that top rope. Folks, we want to remind you about WrestleMania tomorrow night. It will be live right here on YouTube. And we have quite the lineup for you. You're going to see Alundra Blaze defend the Women's Championship against Bull Nakano. You're going to see the Wild Samoans defending the Tag Team Championships against the Steiner Brothers. You're going to see the Hart Foundation taking on Money Incorporated. And as I understand it, King Kong Bundy will be putting the $1 Million Championship on the line against a mystery opponent. And then, of course, in the main event, you're going to see Hulk Hogan challenge for the WWF Championship against the Ultimate Warrior. And if Hogan hangs on here tonight, that is all he has to worry about. But if Savage is able to dethrone Hogan here tonight, then the Macho Man will defend the Intercontinental Championship against the Honky Tonk Man. Of course, Honky Tonk Man winning that #1 contender spot earlier today by knocking off Mr. Perfect here on Saturday night's main event. But right now, back to the action going on right now as both these men brawling on the outside. Hogan back body drops Savage onto the floor and just sending Savage almost right at Miss Elizabeth there. And Savage getting up a little hurt. Back on the outside, Hogan not going to give him a moment to recover. Lifts him up in a huge bear hug. Just zapping the life out of Savage on the outside. Savage trying to drive some separation. Finally able to break free. And taking Hogan down with an elbow. Referee's at a count of 6. And Savage back into the ring. The referee's at a count of 8. The referee's at 9. Hogan back and barely. And this one is breaking down, folks, as Hogan. Huge leg drop. That could be it out of nowhere. Only a 2 count. Savage got up from the leg drop. I do not believe it. Hogan now jawing with Miss Elizabeth, and Savage getting back to his feet. Savage sending Hogan off the ropes and a big back elbow. Only a 1 count, but it looks like Hogan might be busted open, folks, as that blood trickles down the right side of his face. Referee may have to consider stopping this one. Savage now, big scoop and a slam. Hogan is down. Savage to the top. If he hits this, it could be over. Big elbow drop. Into the cover. Only a 2 count. Savage going for the cover again. Well, folks, this has been incredible. Hogan hit the leg drop. Savage kicked out. Savage hits the elbow. Hogan kicks out. Savage now running and jumping and draping Hogan across the top rope. Throat first. And Hogan now trying to fight his way back to his feet. Inside cradle. Only a 2 count. You can almost feel a little bit of desperation setting in for Hogan if he's using a small package or inside cradle trying to knock off Savage. And Savage back in control. That cut above Hogan's eye getting worse as this match progresses. And Savage now dropping an elbow into the chest of Hogan. Scoop from Savage into a huge slam. Referee's at a count of 4 as Savage gets dropped down by Hogan. If you don't think this is personal, folks, look at what's going on right now. Hogan now with Savage, sending him back into the ring. And Hogan motioning for Savage to come at him. Savage does just that, whipping Hogan off the ropes. Huge back body drop. Savage back to the outside. One more time. Hogan able to get up. He got the elbow on the back. Right into the back of Hogan. That's it. Macho Man knocked him off. The Macho Man has beaten Hulk Hogan here at Saturday night's main event.
Here is your winner, and new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion.
I cannot believe it.
Randy Savage.
Savage has beaten Hogan. As promised, folks, the Warrior wanted some time to address his Warriors in the crowd before WrestleMania. The Warrior saying that he's not going to just not fight tonight. He wants to challenge anybody in the back that wants to come out here the day before WrestleMania, and the Ultimate Warrior is issuing an open challenge. What in the world? Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Duggan has come out here. Is Duggan accepting the open challenge from the Warrior? It is going to be the Ultimate Warrior versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Right here, right now. An impromptu match. Wait a minute. No, the Warrior says no. The Warrior's walking out. Ladies and gentlemen, do not miss WrestleMania tomorrow night. What a night it's been here on Saturday night's main event. A bit of a recap. Alundra Blaze knocked off Sensational Sherry in her opening match. The Honky Tonk Man secured his spot and punched his ticket to WrestleMania to face the Macho Man. We'll get to that in a moment, as he became the #1 contender to the Intercontinental Championship. Demolition knocked off the Hart Foundation in a classic match worthy of the Hall of Fame. And of course, we saw the Macho Man knock off Hulk Hogan, capturing the Intercontinental Championship just one night before WrestleMania. And now the Macho Man has a date with the Honky Tonk Man tomorrow night at WrestleMania. And the Ultimate Warrior came out, issued an open challenge that was answered by Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and then the Warrior walked away, leaving Duggan standing in the ring. Folks, you do not want to miss tomorrow night, WrestleMania. We have a great card lined up for tomorrow night. I hope you join us. But for everybody here in the World Wrestling Federation, I'm your host, JWR. This has been Saturday night's main event, and we'll see you tomorrow night at WrestleMania. Good night, everybody. Come on.